Okay, okay, okay. Not at my best here. Uh, criminy. I had my booster shot, so yeah, I can take on Omicron now. Gee, I feel so protected from all that nasty, nasty germs that's trying to kill us all. Jesus God, I might as well take up skydiving without a parachute. I feel so invincible. Yeah. Till last night when the shakes came. Oh, that yeah. When you get the shakes, you all know what I'm talking about. The cold shakes where it's like, why do I feel like I'm sick? And your body hurts all over. It's like you're cold and it's sore and it hurts. Like all your muscles just hurt, especially like right here. All this radiates around you. It is very uncomfortable. It was the dickens. It was very very unpleasant. Very. It was intense. I'll call it that. If anything, it was intense, but it was definitely was not fun. Definitely. Now, oh, and I'm only growing this thing out until about the spring. I'm gonna cut the whole dang thing off. And no, it's not an homage to my brother. Neither was shaving my head. Was also not an homage to my brother. That was just me, well, doing those things because I kind of needed to because it was hot and I kind of like to grow out a beard as long as I can before I need to shave it. That's all. So, what is today's video, you may ask? Well, it's about the turncoats, the dramatic turns of or redemptions of characters, fictional characters, despite are who are inherently evil. Right? It's in their nature to be evil, and then we gotta neither have to force in humanity in them like Star Trek Voyager did. And I'm like, why? What do I care if these? It's like don't do that. Like don't sympathize with them. Don't humanize them. No, like humanize them. Jeez. No, no, please humanize them. But anyway, when you have a character who's inherently evil, and then turns out, oh, this person's really an ally because they suck at their job, apparently. The most one that comes to mind is the oh god the remember back in MLP in the later seasons, I forget, I think it was closer to 6 or 7, I think, where they had the changeling. It's like, could we reform a changeling? Da da. It's like, I don't know. Could we? And of course, the thing they come across is without a doubt the biggest wuss of a changeling there is. He's not threatening. He isn't out for blood. He's just there, kind of trying to wrath and snarl at Spike because that's all he knows to do, but is non-threatening whatsoever. Yeah, there was even an audible story I listened to. Is one of my favorites. I love it because the lead two characters are just the best, cutest couple ever. Because their witty banter, the dynamic for each other is just adorable, adorable. Any of us would be so lucky to even have half that. But yeah, the turncoat is not inherently evil, as it turns out, and she is a succubus. But yeah, like now I gotta go out and do this stuff on evil stuff on the side on purpose outside of my job, outside the bedroom. And it's like no, she's just like goes out to the movies. She goes to nice restaurants. She doesn't do on purposely evil things. Her job is to seduce evil people to get them to die and go to hell and become demons. Okay, cool. So she's all part of that machine. But then outside of her work, she's just there. Like, I'm loving the culture. I'll go and have wine. I'll go watch Star Wars. Like she would just go out and have a life if whenever she was allowed to. It's like I don't want to be in hell. I like it up here. It's nice. They have movies and food and fine dining. So she likes it up here. But that's the thing is when everyone else they come across is of course inherently freaking evil. Evil McEvilton is everyone else. And it's like, is she seriously the most benign evil character here? She seems a little. It's to get her to like her more. Quite frankly, you didn't really need to do that. But again, it's the standard trope. It's like if you're going to have someone turn against the dark side, it has to be the biggest wuss ever. Thankfully, she's not a wuss. Thankfully, she's a strong, independent woman. Whenever she can get to a place fast enough, she can lay the smack down. But yeah, um, she's in control. Her emotions do not get the best of her. In the first book, it's a little annoying that she's constantly the level-headed one. She doesn't have a much of an emotional range. Even though, like, shouldn't you feel a little bit more emotional? It's like, no, no, I'm fine. I'm the level-headed one. In the later films, she actually does get a bit more emotionally motivated to do extreme things, but it's always in service of the greater good for the little group that she's in. Um, that's one of the things is that she initially comes off as way too level-headed. It was kind of annoying. Like she's just too perfect of a girlfriend. When it comes to her emotional range, and she's like constantly on top of every situation, turns every situation into a good one. So she's a bit of a Mary Sue in that way, but still a lot of points in her character, her personality, because she's supposed to be seductive. So she has a lot of experience. She's been around since Babylon, so she knows how to be like the life of the party, how to be the center of attention, but not be, you know, grabbing it for the sake of grabbing it. She can just be interesting. That's it. She can have quiet conversations with people and have people say, "Man, that's very profound." Okay, cool. So outside of being attracted to her, she's just good company. But yes, there have been numerous others where it's like let's reform people. It's like reformation should not be from the weaklings, these characters who are just it's like yeah, I'm trying to be evil. Oh, arr, yeah. And it's like, no, if you're gonna try to redeem someone who actually has a body count. It's called pathos. It's called earning it. Otherwise, you end up with a kids show where it's like, oh, I never fought you. That wasn't the war I was in. I was hatched earlier this year, so I wasn't in the invasion of the castle, Spike. So not like I was there or anything. So it's like, then what was the point of trying to redeem this character if the character hasn't have a body count? You gotta have pathos. You gotta have this like. That's why the a redemption arc has to have a body count. It's like how far does a character go to being evil to the concept of being completely and utterly irredeemable? To come to that point where they have a massive body count and then slowly be dragged back over the boulders and broken glass of redemption back to the other side. Such as the Dark One from Once Upon a Time, or Sawyer from Lost, or Saeed from Lost. You got to have these redemption arcs where people just go for their own reasons, going towards the dark side, stop at a point, and then come back. You know, and Regina from Once Upon a Time, and Cora, her mother from Once Upon a Time. So all these different characters have story arcs and redemptions that are earned because they constantly keep being selfish bastards and constantly having a body count. Even when they're trying to be good, they still have a body count. You know, it takes a lot of effort to be a redeeming character. You have to write them where it's not just I'm a complete wimp. Yeah, sure, I'll be good. It's because it's easier than being evil. No, no. You gotta write these characters properly, a flow and an arc, not because good would be easier, and I'm not necessarily that evil or motivated to do harm to others, even though that's my entire nature. I mean, what else are they supposed to be, really? You don't see them be anything else other than a massive invading swarm. So, like, again, why give them range when they all should be, the same? So, it gets a little annoying watching that in cinema and in stories. And it's how you know a good story from a bad story. A good story will give you that range, there and back again. A kids show, a simplistic show, a crappy writer show will be a lazy ass. So I'm just letting you know. All right, I guess that's all for now. All right, so take care, and as always, see you at the movies. Bye.